Hello, and welcome to Spirit Among Us. Living a surrendered lifestyle. Does that sound like something you've been doing in your life? Because for me personally, this is a very intimidating thing to think about. Living surrendered. Living focusing on Jesus, focusing on God and everything He's done, and focusing on handing Him every situation, every circumstance, every plan in our lives. This is definitely not an easy thing to do. To live surrendered to God. It's funny how God didn't call us to be His children, to be His chosen people because it's easy. That's not why we're here. We're not here to just breeze on through life just to get by and have a good time. He wants us. He wants our hearts. He cares for us. He wants to transform us, and He has awesome, amazing plans for us. But still, it is so hard to surrender to Him. Even when we know that He is the best possible plans for us over everything else. That He is the very best planner there ever is, there ever has been. He is the best one. Yet, we have such a hard time living this surrendered lifestyle. We have such a hard time of letting go of our own lives, of letting go on what we insist is the right way for things to happen, and letting God do His thing. I want to start from John 10:10, where Jesus gives us a reminder of why He came and what some of His promises are. He says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." You see, Jesus came to bring us life. And now you may be thinking, okay, well, we were already living before that. People have been living for thousands of years before Jesus came down. So He doesn't just mean, you're going to have a long life, you're going to live prosperly. No, He means that there's a different kind of living. There's a different kind of fullness of life that we can only have in Jesus. Because apart from Him, we are actually children of the devil. We are children of Satan, children of wrath. We are apart from God, and we do not have the true life He desires for us. But Jesus came so that we could have this life. He died so that we could have new life and full life. So that's a great promise right there. Jesus comes down and He tells us that, hey, guys, I want to give you life. I want to make everything good. I want to give you full life. The life that it's the fullest it could possibly be. The best life you can possibly have. That's the one I want to give you. Sounds great, right? Well, the thing is, it's a little conditional here. You see, Jesus can't just do all the work. He doesn't just make us do things. He doesn't make us listen to Him, obey Him, follow Him, and He doesn't force any circumstances in our lives. He gives us free will, and that's a great thing, but sometimes we really use that free will to screw things up. This is where this next verse comes in. It's from Matthew chapter 16, verse 25. "For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life from me will find it." Now this seems like a strange statement for Jesus to make. What does He mean by this? If you try to keep your life, you're gonna lose it? And if you lose your life, you're gonna find it? Well, how does that make any sense? So He's saying if you die, you're gonna live, but if you try to live, you're gonna die? It is confusing, but again, Jesus is talking about this spiritual life, this spiritual death. Whoever wants to save their life, whoever wants to keep holding on to the same way of living that we have been doing, whoever wants to keep doing that, keep that up, will lose the life that I want to give. He will lose the life that I came to give. Jesus came with this promise of life. He came with this promise of life in full. But when we try to hold on to it and not surrender to God, when we try to grab hold of everything and hold tightly and not let go and not give Him control, then we actually lose our lives, and we lose the very life that he promised. But whoever loses their life, for me, will find it. Now that is a pretty strong statement, and that's a pretty strong expectation. This isn't just surrendering and trusting God with your job. This isn't just surrendering and trusting God with your family. This isn't just surrendering and trusting God with your finances. This is surrendering and trusting God with every single area of your life. Every intimate thing there is possibly in your life. Every single part of your life he wants. He wants you to surrender and trust him with it. And then when we die to ourselves and when we lose our own lives for his sake, then we will truly find the life that he has promised, this spiritual life, fullness of life that he came to give us. So now we're left here. We're left in the middle of this, and we have a choice to make. We can keep living halfway for God and halfway for the world or our own desires. We can keep holding on to all our own plans, all our intentions, all our desires, all our natural wants. We can keep holding on to those, and we can try to hold on to God, and we can try to play this dance where we go in between. We try to balance everything out and keep it all good. One day I'm in the world, one day I'm with God, and everything's happy. But that is not the life Jesus wants to give us. That is not living. That is not living. And in fact, Jesus is saying here, that is spiritual death. For whoever wants to save their life, whoever wants to keep holding on to those things, whoever wants to keep controlling those things will lose it, will lose the very thing that I came to bring. But whoever loses their life, whoever surrenders, whoever trusts, whoever gives it to me, whoever stops trying to wrestle for control of every single thing will find that life that I came to give. And this is how he wants us to live. This is what he came down for. This is what he died for. He wants us to live, to have true, abundant, meaningful, purposeful life. And we can't get that by doing a balancing act between him and this world. Because this world is not of God. This world is corrupted and fallen and is always trying to lead us astray, lead us away from him. So this is what Jesus calls us to. He calls us to live surrendered to him, to live this surrendered lifestyle. So I don't know what your life looks like. I know I personally struggle with surrendering every single piece of my life to God and trusting him with every situation and circumstance. It's not an easy thing to do, but he knows it's the best thing for us, because when we get that, we will truly be living. We will truly have fullness of life. And that's why he came. That's why he chose you, because he wants to give you life. So take some time with God today. Ask him about your heart. Let him search your heart and show you any ways that you are holding on to this world, that you are holding on to your own desires, or maybe trying to force your own way instead of God's. Trust him today and let him reveal anything that's keeping you from him. And spend time turning that over and surrendering every part of your life to Jesus. Because then and only then will you have fullness of life. Thank you for watching, and God bless.